Assalamu alaikum. You stole all my lines, guys. But Jarvis, I got a few more. You know, I look around this room and it's like coming home for me. And for me to be able to add my name to this invitation tonight was just a tremendous honor. I miss you. I don't see you as much as I used to. Obviously, everyone knows that the first 120 days have been busy. Yes. And we've been working hard and trying to change the dynamic in this city. But I will tell you that I wake up every day thinking about you because I know that you are part of my success. You are part of my DNA. You know, some of you, I see Dr. Nagamia here, and I see Dr. Chaudhry, and I see, obviously, Jarvis. I mean, some of you have been with me for over 15 years, 20 years. I mean, when Janet Cruz, I don't know where Janet just left. When Janet was working for me and we were running back in 1999, there were many of you that were part of that effort as well. And for me, it was less about the politics as it was a fundamental belief that we are a better city when we celebrate our diversity. And that everyone has a role to play, and that everyone has a job to fill, and everyone's skills can be added to that formula to help make us a great city. But we started out on that journey because we had one fundamental belief about this city. And that was that we didn't have to do the same thing that we've always done. And that we didn't have to settle for the same people that we've always had. You know, Mayor Greco is a great guy. He's done a lot for this city. There were other folks in that race, 3 of whom had never lost a campaign in their life. But in those 25,000 doors that I knocked on, through the heat of the summer, when no one else was there, when no one else thought I could win, when everyone else said, oh, you're not going to make it, you're facing too many formidable opponents, you've lost before, you're done. You're done. I said, watch me. And we walked, and we walked, and we walked. When no one else was out there in that heat, walking door to door, we were walking. Because we just knew that this city was ready for something different. I didn't have the polling data to prove it, but I could feel it out there. I could feel that the city was ready for a generational change. I could feel that they were ready for a new direction, that they were tired of the good old boys doing the same thing and the same people getting the same rewards, that they were tired of settling for mediocrity, that they wanted to aspire to be a great city. And along that journey, I carried the hopes and the aspirations of this community because you've been such a part of my experience. You've been with me every step of the way. You've walked with me, you've phoned for me, you've held signs for me. It was all said and done. This city stood up and said a couple things. They said we are ready for change, that we're tired of being tired, that we're ready to take this city to the next level, and that we're going to do it with everybody on board. We're not going to exclude anybody. Because if they had wanted to exclude folks, they wouldn't have voted for me. They would have voted for somebody else. If they had wanted more of the same, they wouldn't have voted for me. They would have voted for someone else. If they had wanted South Tampa to run things like they've always done, they would have voted for someone else. If they wanted a city that believed in its capacity to be great and understood that in our diversity is our strength. We can't compete if we're a city that denies folks opportunity based on where they're from. We can't compete as a city and grow this economy with the value-added jobs that will allow my kids to come home here someday if we persecute people because they're gay, or because they're black, or because they're Hispanic, or because they're from somewhere else. That's not my city. And so I think on March 22nd, and then on April 1st when I raised my hand to take that office, and many of you were there, we made a statement. We made a statement. We said we're tired of being tired. We're ready for this city to be that great American city. We're ready for this city to be that place where the best and the brightest want to be. We're ready for this city to be a place where everyone is important. I wouldn't be there without you. I wouldn't be there without you. I will treasure that relationship, and I will make you proud. And at the end of this 4 years, inshallah, 8 years. They will say about this generation, and they will say about this time, that we did it right. That we did it right. That we took this city and made it someplace special. And we brought everybody along the way with us. Everybody. And at the end of that 8 years, when our kids look to us, I want them to say to you and to me, and when I turn this city over to the next generation, it will be a city that's ready to compete, but more importantly, they'll say to us, Mom and Dad, you did it right. You turned us over a city that is welcoming, that celebrates its diversity as a strength, that understands that everyone has to pull together, that no one can be left behind, and no neighborhood can be left behind. That's that's my mission. That's your mission. Let's get it done. Thank you so much.